On this page we are looking at the division of integers, which can be written as with a divide sign, so 24 divided by 6. It can be written as 24 over 6 with a nice straight line between them, or also with a slanty line. And it's read as divide 24 by 6. How many lots of 6 are there in 24? Well, you should all know the answer to that, and it's equal to 4. So now we're going to look at short division. Short division is when we divide a larger number by a small number with just one digit. So we're going to practice a couple of them here. So a large number divided by a smaller number with just one digit. Remember that your numbers are lined up in vertical order, so you've got place values of thousands, hundreds, tens and units, though we don't always put them into the problem. Now with division, this is where we begin on the left-hand side, not on the right-hand side as we did with multiplication, subtraction and addition. So begin with how many 3s are there in 1? Well, you can't divide 3 into 1 and get a whole number, so that means we need to leave this thousands column here blank. So then we read, how many 3s are there in 12? And the answer will go into the hundreds column, and the number of 3s in 12 is 4. There's nothing left over. Then we read, how many 3s are there in 5? Well, there's 1, isn't there? But there's also 2 left over, and that 2 is a 10. So then we can put the little 2 there and read off how many 3s are there. Let's get my pointer working. How many 3s are there in 24? Well, number of 3s in 24 is exactly 8, and that goes into the units column. So there's your answer. It's exactly 418. Now sometimes the answer doesn't finish off smoothly. You may have a little bit left over, as you do in the next problem. How many 4s in 3? Well, 4 doesn't divide into 3, so we put nothing in the thousands column. Then we read, how many 4s are there in 30? The answer's going to go into the hundreds column. How many 4s in 30? I think it's 7. 7 4s are 28, so there will be 2 left over. Then we read, how many 4s are there in 27? Well, that's going to be 6. Because 6 times 4 is 24, there's going to be 3 left over. How many 4s are there in 38? Well, using your times table, there are 9. 9 4s are 36. So we've actually got a remainder, a little bit left over, which is 2. So the answer to this one is not exactly 769, but 769 with a remainder of 2. You can actually also write it as 769 and 2 lots of 4 left over. Now the next type of division we're going to be looking at is long division, and that's when the number we are dividing by is a 2-digit number or even a 3-digit number, but we'll restrict ourselves to 2 digits. So we're dividing 828 by 23. This is called long division, and if you really want to read a full explanation of it, I think it's in the study guide. I'm not sure of the page. So we begin in exactly the same way, recognising that we have hundreds, tens and units. Beginning on the left-hand side, how many 23s divide into 8? Well, 23 doesn't divide into 8, so there is nothing in the hundreds column as an answer. How many 23s in 82? I think there's 3. 3 lots of 23 is 69. That's quite an easy multiplication. So it's 3, but then we've got a heap left over, haven't we? Let's just have a look. 3 times 23 is 69. So to work out what's left over, we write the 69 under the 82 and then subtract it from the 82. 12 take away 9 is 3. 8 take away 7 is 1. Okay. We still haven't finished off because that 3 is in the tens column, so now we can't divide 23 into 13. It won't go, so we need to bring down the 8 from the units column and rewrite this as 138. So now we can say how many 23s are there in 138? The answer is going to go in the units column. Well, if you multiply 23 by 5, that won't be enough. But 23 multiplied by 6 is exactly 138. So there's 6 23s in 138. Now to show that there's nothing left over, I work 6 times 23 is 138. Write it down there. Subtract it from 138. And there is no remainder. By the way, I should have had a subtract sign there. Let's have a go at the next one because this is kind of difficult. How many 25s in 1000? Doesn't divide, so nothing in the thousands column. How many 25s in 17? Doesn't go in to give a whole number, so hence nothing in the hundreds column. How many 25s in 178? Well, I think it's 7. Let's check. 7 times 25. This is where you can be using your calculator, by the way. 7 times 25 is 175. So we write the 175 like so. Subtract it from 178. We have 3 remaining. Now we say, well, 25 doesn't divide into 3. We've got to bring down the 3 from the units column. Let's make that blue. It's supposed to be blue. And now we can say, how many 25s are there in 33? Well, that's an easy one. There are only 1. But there is something left over. 1 times 25 is 25, so we can write the 25 under the 33, subtract it from the 33, and we've got, I think it's 8 remaining. 8 left over. So therefore the answer to this one is 71 with a remainder of 8, or you can write it as 71 and 8 parts of 25 remaining.